Dr. Despina Afentouli. I had the opportunity to meet at one of our past library events on Juneteenth, the recently recognized holiday, and she came up and told me a little bit about her background, and I was very excited to be able to welcome her here to talk about her specialized research on Jews of Greece. She has a very interesting background as a sociologist and journalist, and really without further ado, I just want to welcome her to the microphone and explain a little bit before we start the documentary. Please give a warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Bob. Good evening. I'd like to take a moment to thank you all for coming today to this screening of the documentary Jews of Greece. I would like to thank the Nanuet Public Library and especially the head of the adult services of the Nanuet Public Library, Bob Boyle, for kindly offering me this opportunity to share with you all my documentary for Modern Odyssey, which was produced with BronxNet. And for this, I would like to thank the Executive Director for BronxNet, Michael Maxnobi, for his trust and support, for offering me the opportunity to showcase untold, misrepresented, or underrepresented stories that matter via BronxNet. In my early years, I read the book Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl, that made an impact on me. But it was not until my bachelor studies in the UK that I began to research the Holocaust and the Jews during the Second World War. When I began working on my PhD thesis on the Greek-Turkish relations, unavoidably my research led me to the genocide of the Christians in the Ottoman Empire, the first genocide of the 20th century, which was implemented especially against the Greeks of Anatolia, the Armenians, and the Assyrians. And of course, my research led me to the Asia Minor catastrophe in 1922, one of the most tragic events of the 20th century for the Greeks, as after thousands of years, Hellenism was uprooted from its ancient Greek cradles and changed Greece. Had the world reacted to the genocide of the Christians in the Ottoman Empire, perhaps the genocide of the Jews might not have happened. Obviously, if we don't talk about issues like this, it's taken as if they never happened, which is not the case. I remember my grandfather, Vasilos Afentoulis, talking about the Holocaust. He was a Greek born in Constantinople in 1922, and his family was forced to leave their place and settled in the center of Athens when he was 6 months old. His father, Ioannis Afentoulis, was a doctor and pharmacist, and his mother, Eleni Afentouli Agapidou, a church nurse of the Red Cross. According to my grandfather, my great-grandparents, as many other Greeks in Athens, rescued several Jewish families, hiding them in crypts in their houses, risking their own lives. Angelos Evert had offered the forging of identity cards to Athenian Jews and described them as Greek Orthodox Gentiles. As Evert clarified later, he was inspired by Archbishop Damaskinos of Athens, who had asked the Greek people to save the Jews of Greece who were left behind. Along with Archbishop Damaskinos, Angelos Evert issued Greek Orthodox baptismal certificates. According to published statistics, it is estimated that thousands of Romaniote Jews were saved in Athens. It is also estimated that 27,000 false identity papers were issued. Archbishop Damaskinos ordered priests to open monasteries to hide Jews. It is estimated that about 600 priests were arrested and one of them was killed because of their actions on supporting Jews. One special reference needs to be made on the letter of protest that Archbishop Damaskinos sent to the Nazi Germans after he learned about the deportations of the Thessaloniki Jews. The International Raoul Wallenberg Foundation confirms that the letter is unique, as there was no similar official protest against the Jewish persecution during the Second World War. The letter was written by the great Greek poet Angelos Siklianos and was signed by many distinguished Greeks in Athens. The letter referred to the long history of Jews in Greece and highlighted that there is neither Jew or Greek. They are all Greek citizens without distinction of race or religion. It is also mentioned that the Jews of Greece were exemplary citizens. They were not a threat to Germany, and one day the world would hold the Nazis accountable for the deportations. Deportations were continued, especially in Thessaloniki. They took place rapidly. And Athens soon became a shelter for Jews of Greece. Both Archbishop Damaskinos, Chief Evert, and the mayor of Piraeus were honored at the official memorial to the Holocaust victims, Yad Vashem, in Israel. And I'd like to highlight at this point that Greeks resisted greatly against the Axis occupation forces in Greece. They refused to collaborate with the deportations. The so-called martyr villages and cities in Greece suffered great destructions during the Axis occupation. With this event today, on the occasion of the International Holocaust Day, we say never again to these atrocities, no matter where they come from. We call for justice and international recognition of actions like this. This is our moral responsibility. Thank you.